In 1939, Bessie Gibbons was a shy English rose. But when war broke out and handsome young soldiers were suddenly everywhere, she couldn't help but notice. And one group in particular caught her eye.
They weren't foreigners. They were the Canadians. And amongst them was my future husband.
Her future husband was Battery Sergeant Major Robert McVie, who flirted with young Bessie after she served him a plate of fish and chips at the YMCA.
I blushed like mad and I scooted back to the kitchen. I didn't want any more to do with it.
Well, it might have ended there had it not been for the Sergeant Major's driver, who acted independently as a matchmaker for months to bring the two together. But they did finally connect and go out to a London show together. And just 2 months later, they were man and wife.
It's just one of those things. He was leaving for France. So we had a hurried wedding. I borrowed everything, including the only thing I didn't borrow was a veil.
Because the times were so unique and so stressful, and people lived a lot more in the moment, so they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know how long anybody was going to be here. So they moved fairly quickly in their romances.
Robert did ship out to France, leaving his young bride behind, not knowing if she'd ever see her new husband again. A story worthy of a Hollywood screenplay, and one included in a new book about war brides.
These are grand love stories. Given all the bombings, all of the strife that was going on, they still found a way to have romance. The courage that they each had it's hard to quantify. It's even hard to imagine, because their love was so compelling, and that's what drew them to this foreign land for them, where they were going to be leaving home in a day and age where it would be probably years before any of them would get back to see their families.
Bessie's leap of faith brought her to Vancouver Island, where she raised a family of 5 and remained married to Robert for 52 years before his passing.
Given the context of the times that they were falling in love in, it's amazing how full of life they were and how absent of fear they were. That someone can fall in love so profoundly and so deeply and have that commitment, and you could just see the enormous love in their hearts.
Between 1942 and 1948, 43,454 war brides came to Canada from Great Britain alone, and like Bessie McVie, created new lives in a new country because they fell in love. For more information about ordering the war brides, contact Ty Watson House at 250-723-4481. In Port Alberni, I'm Nancy Wilmot.